In Sentinel itself, you also have order lines or position lines, which you can also move manually. We have added our own lines here, which you can work with. I would like to show you this in this video. You can open and close positions yourself at any time, even when it's running here. For example, we can now click on buy or sell, and then open our position. I'll increase the speed here a little, so that something happens here too. 2001. Let's fast forward to a day where there's a bit more going on. Let's take the 5 joule. Always do the whole thing at 15? That means the whole thing now loads briefly, jumps to, and then we should see a bit of movement here too. The whole thing is recalculated once, and then we see our footprint again right now, and also the moving chart, and that a little bigger. Then we also see the numbers accordingly, and can continue working with it. Press play here, and the playback mode, which you know from NinjaTrader itself. If I now place an order here by hand via EG cell, then the whole thing is placed here directly, and according to the configuration, we have our stops and our targets here. And I can also move the whole thing freely here. This also means here, the stop is taken, I make another short buy here, order in, come in again. And I can now move this line here completely. And the advantage of these is, of course, you can immediately see the amount in US dollars. So we've added that directly so that you can see it as the daily 110, 165, 300. I haven't loaded any presets for this account regarding the fees. They would be included here directly. But that is, of course, very practical, that you would then also see this including fees if this were now correctly stored here for the account. And you can set this directly here. What is very convenient is that you can also intervene here. If Sentinel has placed this order, then you can say, oh, but I want to get out earlier now, get out later. Of course, I could also close everything immediately at any time via close. Yes, that always works. And you can work very, very nicely here. If you want to work manually, if you simply set this to market, then you would simply go in here. 2001 via buy. Accordingly, provided the spread is not too large, then you will also get an execution. So you see that it prevents that, even if the spread or the chart is too big, then I don't get an execution here. This means that you can click here as you wish. This protects you from false executions. And I can also close individual positions here, if I want to. But this is just for demonstration purposes. So that's what the buttons up here are for. If you click on flatten by ask and settle is closed, the panic button, so to speak, so that you can get out of a position quickly. Here. Now it has automatically deposited a position here because the conditions were met. And if we reset this here again to stop market or sometimes to fund, sometimes to stop market OCO, and now go to sell here, then this is now also deposited here accordingly. And it gradually picks up the position just as we want it to be. If we still have an old position, we now have 4 open. And you work together accordingly. That's why these buttons are there. And that's why this live trading is there, and the sounds are, of course, also played with. So, here first, this content, and we'll see you again in another video.